Okay, I'm at Imagine Books in Weymouth again, and I'm talking to James Morley about his book, Olympic Nemesis. How long did it take you to write the book, James?
Well, I usually try, it's one of a series of 6 or 7, and I try to write one a year.
Right.
Roughly speaking, one a year, because it keeps my readership happy. Yeah.
So could you actually describe what the book is about?
Yes, the book, it's a sequel to a book called Emily's Hour. And in the first book, Emily is a 14-year-old girl who gets abducted. So I give the family quite a rotten time in my books. 7 years later, she's sailing in the Olympic Games in a South American country.
Right.
And there's various. Her father, she's sailing in the main Olympic Games. Her father is sailing in the Paralympics. And they become the victims of a conspiracy because there's a gambling syndicate is worried about the amount of money coming in for a father-daughter double.
Right.
And so the gambling syndicate decide it's not going to happen. That's the gist of the story, but there's a lot more to it than that. What I've tried to do, I've written 6 books with the sailing theme, and what I'm trying to do, sailing in fiction has not been very well served in the past, because it tends to be yachting with a capital Y.
Right.
And I'm trying to show ordinary club sailors as they really are, and the families and their families and everything and their lifestyle, how it really is in reality. And that's really my mission.
Right. How long did it take you to write?
As I say, it takes about, probably about six months to write the book, and then with the editing and the corrections. So I aim for one a year.
Right. What gave you the idea for the book? Did you write it just because the Olympics were coming to Weymouth, or?
As
you said, it was based. It's like a follow-up.
Certainly, it was somewhere. I think I did start writing it a little bit after the time we knew the games were coming here. So obviously, but I didn't place the action in the Weymouth games. The book actually starts when the girls in the story, they fail to make it into the GB team probably for these games.
Right.
So I then invent a mythical South American country where the games are going to be held, a nice sinister South American country, not Brazil,
Right.
where the games are actually being held, and we take it from there. That's where the action takes. But the end of the Olympics only comes in the end of the book. And a lot of it is about the girls, how they're working up their campaign, and also about the girl in the book, Emily, her father, who he's a former Olympic medalist, but he's rising towards 70 years old. He has a stroke, and he rediscovered. They put him in the Paralympic sailing boat, and he rediscovers his love of sailing, and he goes on. He gets his competitive urge back, and he goes on, and he's selected for the Paralympics.
Right.
I think the idea of somebody doing anything in the Paralympics at the age of 70 is a little bit of fantasy, but it's a personal fantasy. So that's it, though, really. That's my book.
Okay.
I'm trying to show sailing as it really is.
So how long have you been writing?
Oh, I've been writing all my life, but only since I retired about 20 years ago have I seriously gone for the novels.
Right. Have you got a sort of a hero writer or somebody?
I've got lots of people who obviously influenced me. Going right back to John Buchan, of course, the great thriller writers like
Yes,
that.
John Buchan.
And many more since then. And I guess I do read a lot. I've got a lot of influences from all sorts of different people.
So, how can people buy the book if they wanted a copy?
Well, I think probably all the books are registered with ISBN numbers, so
Right.
you can get them at any bookshop, but they're a lot cheaper if you go on my website, which is www.jimmorleybooks, all one word, .com.
Right.
www.jimmorleybooks.com. There's a contact email there, and I can post the books and they will be cheaper.
Okay. And
I shouldn't say that too loudly here, but
you can also buy them here at Imagine Books.
and it's certainly, if you're in these parts, and I would say Imagine Books is a wonderful independent bookshop. There are not so many around these days. It's not one of the multiple chains. It's Imagine, and it's really well named.
Yeah.
And
so if people wanted to buy a book through your website, would you sign it for them if they so wish?
yes, I could certainly sign it and
Yeah?
post it. Yes, I could sign it and post it.
Okay.
But I said do support, if you can, do support your local independent bookshop.
Absolutely.
As well, because
Absolutely.
there's still quite a few around. Most of the big cities have still got independent bookshops. This is an especially good one. But do support your independent bookshops, and the books will be available. You only got to mention the time.
How much is the book to purchase?
Now this one is one of the longer ones,
Right.
so it's £9.95.
Right.
My original book, The Nemesis File, is £7.95,
And they're all available through your website.
They're all available. They're all the details
From
on
the
the
very
website.
start.
There's all the details on the website, and I'm launching a new one later on this month.
Right.
And
So
with the
you'll
same,
let
it's all
me
about
know.
the same family, but I've not given them quite such a bad time this time. I thought they could take life a little bit easier, although they're involved.
Okay. Well, that's a wonderful interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope.
you.
And